Hello and welcome to another part of Seraphim Code mission making. Since the last time I've had some more time and made some progress, so I'll show you again just the important things. Hopefully I will continue at least somewhere near where I finished, since it was a long time and I kind of forgot to make like short videos and put them together, so I'll just record it all in once. So I guess first thing you can see that change is the map. That finally I have the full map with decals, textures and everything, and that's just thanks to Anihil9, who converted all the FA maps so they can be opened with our map editor. You can find them on forum. I'll put the link into the description. So that will allow me at some point maybe to make the map smaller, since I'm not really using the full 80 kilometers, so I guess just 40 kilometers by 20 would do. So just this area, maybe moving those islands a little bit closer together so it fits there, since I have this extra area. But that's pretty much the last thing if I want to do, else I can just use this map just fine. So if I remember correctly, the last thing was setting up the Aeon base so it builds properly, and that's it, I guess. So let's see. Or the base. It took quite a lot of groups, each containing something else. So, well, let's find it here. Okay, so quite a lot of groups built one by one, starting with mass extractor, then some storages around it to get some, or maybe first storages and then mass extractor, right? Mass one, let's see. Yes, first I built storages, so a little bit more storage is available, and it gets filled with the mass reclaimed from the wrecks that should be here, depends how much you kill them. I will have to do some play tests to be sure how much mass is available, maybe also code some function to reclaim nearby wrecks if the mass is really low, since I've also added a support commander to spawn with the AI, so I have extra engineer unit there to reclaim. So some storages and then the mechs, then factory, some pigeons and everything else, quite a lot of groups. It's quite smooth and actually pretty fast to set up this base, so I can send some early attacks. I think player will have less problems than the AI, since the AC will be T3, and if you playing alone you will also get a support commander, so that's a lot of build power to build any kind of defenses and have enough resources with resource allocation. So attacks are not really gonna be a problem. Other things, so as you can see, cyber base, quite big one. JJ helped me with making this base, since I was a bit lazy to design it and running out of ideas. So classic base, some land factories, air factories, few naval factories, and other buildings, then some extra defenses in the front that are spawned separately, since this cliff will not really allow engineers to move directly in and rebuild them. So I decided to put it in different rooms and just spawn it, not part of this huge base that gets rebuilt if something is destroyed, since the engineer will need to go all the way around, and we don't need everything to get rebuilt. Then some basic naval patrol that is put on random patrol, same as air. So let's see, I'll try to find it. Naval defense chain. Okay, so it's just in front of the base, and each unit from this group will get a different patrol chain from these markers. So they patrol a bit randomly. Again, it's split into difficulties. So to these units. So there should be no battleship on easy difficulty, and also sonar that provides stealth. That is just on hard. And code-wise, nothing special there. It's gonna be here. Yeah, it's here, Naval Patrol. And then if this Naval Patrol gets completely destroyed, all the units, there's a new one being sent from the top, which is here, after like 3 minutes. So the game waits 3 minutes, and if you didn't wait, is it 3 minutes? Let's find it. Okay, so it is a bit more, 3 minutes, and only on medium and hard difficulty. So it waits 2 and 3 minutes on those difficulties, and then if you haven't completed the objective yet, it will send the new patrol. I might also add some condition that this base must exist, since I guess that will make sense. If you just kill the base and you will still have the UEF base to kill, then no need to patrol over this one. Or maybe, well, maybe just some small attack to destroy any expansion you would try to set up, or just be at least annoying. So that's for its main naval base. Some basic attacks we can look at here. Let's see what you have. Building transports for some drops, T1 bombers at the beginning when you don't have anything, T2 gunships, nothing new, torpedo bombers, and then some patrol of gunships, interceptors, torpedo bombers. I've put in ASFs first, but since I have just one T3 air factory and 2 T2 super factories, it took quite a lot of time to build the ASF patrol, so I decided to send it from off map. So at the beginning of the missions, these 4 are sent to patrol, and if you kill them again after a few minutes, there is a new group being sent from off map, since this island will contain another cyber base, pretty much the main base in the last part of the mission. So those attacks coming from there make sense for now. Another thing I'm not sure if I showed last time, if I had it done already, is the ACU spawning. So that is handled somewhere over here. So at the beginning I spawn co-op 1 player, and if you're playing alone, the ACU is spawned instead, and all the base and everything starts building. So that's happened at the very beginning of the mission, before you move there with camera. So I don't think you see this, or maybe, I'm not sure right now. Co-op 3, so just to make sure it's not completely mess, first main player spawns here as a Seraphim. Then if you're playing 2 players, second is taking the order role, third player is again Seraphim, see? No? Coop 3, yeah. Oh, sorry, that's not it. So third player would be this support commander, Seraphim, and with full 4 player, the fourth one would be order support commander. It's a little bit more complicated with the numbers here because the 4 players are called player, Coop 1, Coop 2, Coop 3. So it is one less here, but it works the same way, spawning either player or support commander for the order with some upgrades again. Then what else do we have? Yeah, now stopping the production on the carrier air Tempest from the first part of the mission that are parked there and moving them to this base for order to start building there. And see, yeah, I have it already set up. This will start building the base, also some production from the Tempest. So when the Tempests arrive to this position, I think it's this marker or maybe this one, remember, it's not important, from off map, then it will build some T1 NGs to start reclaiming and provide some mass for the AI, since it's really lacking mass at the beginning, so you can set up a base faster. And then it will also build some units, but I don't think I have that one set up yet. Tempest attacks, it should be this one. So again, adding building location to the marker, which is here, and now just building some T1 NGs. I will also add some frigates, maybe even a destroyer, because it takes a bit of time to set up the naval production, since it needs to upgrade the factory to T3. That is being assisted by the ACU, so it is still faster, but I want to send those attacks from the very beginning, so the Tempest can, without any issues, build some units as well. And I still have to set up the factory for the carrier that arrives to this position, but it's gonna be pretty much similar to this code, so again, nothing new, and you saw it in the first part of the mission how to do that as well. So that's it. Let's check the other thing. Yeah, if you're not using the AI, then give the carrier to the player. And then I also want to give the Tempest, but not sure how it's gonna work with that gun that is hidden on it and disabled. I'll have to check that one, and if not, then I don't really know what to do yet with it. Maybe I will need to just not give it the Tempest and let it sink somewhere or something. I'll see later. Destroying some of the eco buildings that were providing eco in the first part of the mission to build those units, so that's this part. So since I'm good enough to make this base self-sufficient, so I don't need extra eco for it. And then the cyber part, which is a little bit more interesting since we're getting to new ideas. I had main base, nothing new, some of the 4 were defenses, as I said, and now this part is getting more interesting since there is one more island to play with, and you can see there's quite a lot of stuff, a few buildings over each other. And I decided to make it a bit random what's gonna be on the island, as you can see here. So right now there are 4 options what can happen on the island, and it's always when you play the mission it's randomly chosen, and so it can be different. Either there's gonna be naval base, which is well, both mass extractors and a little bit of T2 power, which is quite hidden right now under all these T3 pigeons, but it's there. So that will spawn with the defenses, and some attacks will happen from this base. There I have RT base, so there won't be any naval factories, just artillery with T3 pigeon, some stealth. Maybe I could move it away a bit so you can see it. Island base, RT base, even though I'm not sure since I wouldn't place it on the right position. Or okay, well, let's see. Yeah, there's a PD in a corner, so I can use that. So this is how the RT base look like. Few engineers to rebuild anything necessary. Just artillery, PGen, stealth, shield, little bit of defenses. Okay, let's put it back on its position. Then we have defense, that's just all these torpedo launchers underwater. Naval base, let's see, is there something I could... Yeah, there's just pigeons, not gonna show that. And eco, yeah, I should be able to place it right. So 2 T3 pigeons, some shields, stealth again, some defenses with single NG. And air means there's gonna be spawned exactly this eco base. And in addition there will be also 2 carriers that will produce some air units for attacks. So that's pretty much the 4 options, and as I said, it's gonna be decided randomly what's gonna happen. So using this global variable scenario info and 2 island scenario, and if I look here into the AI code, it looks like this. So depending which one it is, it spawns a different base with different things. So if it's a naval base, it also calls this function for starting naval attacks. If it's the air base, if eco or air based, since those 2 are same, just with the one difference that air base will also have those extra carriers, so that's why it's done like this. And just some check if something screwed up, so I can find it in log easily. Another thing I've decided to do, which is not completely done yet, is some of map attacks that will happen, let's say 15, 20, 25 minutes in a game, depending on difficulty and also depending on kind of the attack. So I have this option. I have these 3 battleships, each is guarded by a stealth boat, which I can show you the code. Battleship attacks. So it can happen only in this objective. If the map, if you manage to kill the bases, move to another objective fast enough, it will not happen. And again, it's randomly chosen which group is gonna be sent. It's either this one on the left or this one on the right. And they have several paths to take, I believe. So let's see. Creates the platoon. Now I filter battleships and stealth boats from the platoon. Group patrol chain. So there are just, okay, so there are 2 chains. For this group, it goes to the corner of the map, then somewhere over here, and starts attacking the base or the player from the south. And this battleship group should go around this island and start attacking from this position. So again, it is randomly chosen which one is gonna be spawned, sent on attack, and each battleship is guarded by 1 stealth boat to be a little bit more complicated to find. since Omni has quite limited range at such a huge map, so you will have to scout to see what's coming. So that would be a battleship attack. Then I have nukes up over here, and again it's gonna move in and nuke the player again, either under behind the Cybern base or just directly between these two bases or around the UEF base, so it's harder to spot. So first it let's see, move markers, yeah, oh, nuke markers, move chain, so it picks randomly which chain to move, and that's handled here. Then yeah, this is important, wait 2 seconds before continuing, so it can start moving before I wait till it's not moving anymore. Then once it arrives to the position, some check if it didn't get killed on the way, else it would give you error if it does. And if it's still alive, just load it with nuke, which is resources free this time, and nuke random marker, which those markers are in those bases. I believe one is here at the back near to those maxes, one is here in the front, so nuke this position. Third one should be over here, and last one somewhere in the middle of this space between these other two mass points, since that will probably the spots with the most things on it, or I just assume. If not, with some replays or something I can add even more markers, no problem, or some function that would determine the best position to nuke. I think it already exists, but I went this way for now, and I think it's enough. So it launches the nuke, and then it moves back to the default position, which is here, I think. Moves back, and then again picks randomly some chain to move. So if it first time goes through the middle, the other time it might go around, and again nuke, move back, and again until you kill it. And as with these bases, not all the options I'm showing you right now with this off-map attack are gonna happen. Just some, maybe just one, maybe two. I will need to find out the best thing to do this. I don't want to send all of them, so making it every time a bit different. I guess I will pick two, since I should have, let's see, that's two options. Then I have also a spider, so 3 options. I might come up with one more and always use just 2, so that's a bit more options what can happen, and it will force players to scout actually, since if they rush anti-nuke and spider will come, then it's not gonna be real helpful. If they try to counter battleships and nuke will come, yeah, so I think you can imagine. And last part with the spider is pretty casual, spawning the spider, again 3 possible chains where to move, either it's directly in around the base or around the Cybern base, so that would be from the bottom. Since it has also stealth, it's harder to spot, actually quite hard, a lot hard. I might disable the stealth on the spider for easy difficulty, I'll think about that. And I guess same applies for the nuke sub, and just send battleships without stealth on easy difficulty. I might actually do that, so even less skilled players have chance to enjoying this mission without being completely wrecked every time they try it. So first I have move chain, and then attacking the chain, which is used since Spiderbot has torpedoes, and right now I'm not really sure how it works with the attack move, which is also patrol and attack move, pretty much the same thing. So if I just put it on patrol and there would be something in the water on the range of torpedoes, it might stop and attack there, or just or either that, or if there was something in the range of main guns, some close to the shore, let's say something would be here, the spider would go just here and trying to attack it, since the laser already has a range, but it's still underwater, so it's not shooting and it will be just sitting there forever. I think the similar thing happening in 6th FA mission, where the Fletcher is above you and sending Fat Boys to your base, and they just stepping on the range of the main guns, even though it's still underwater, so it can't shoot and it's not really dangerous. So I have to fix that one as well. So first it moves on land, and then it's put on attack move on the base, so to make sure the laser will really fire. So that are the things that should really make player to scout a lot to find out what's going on. I think it will be a nice addition to campaign missions, since this thing is not done in any of that. It's always the same no matter what you do. Only thing that changes is if you have different faction, then you might get extra objective or something, but not really options like this that are choose randomly. I will now have to do similar things for the UEF base that also changed a bit. It's similar to the Cybern base, not too many T3 factories, mostly T2, since this should be just a shorter part of the mission, but I guess that's gonna really depend on your skill, how fast you can deal with it. But I'm trying my best to boost it with the ACU that starts with T3 and resource allocation, since you can build T3 units pretty fast, and most of these attacks from the base will be T1 and T2. I don't think I've set too many T3 attacks yet. There will be some T3 drops later from these factories, and also I guess some battleship attack that will contain just single battleship, since there's just one T3 naval factory. Once you get to T3 naval as well, then it will send a single battleship. So that's gonna be just boosted by those of my attacks, but this base should not be too hard to kill. So that would be for the UEF, since I haven't touched it myself too much. Need to set up a similar things, some patrols, maybe some extra defenses in front of the base. Also I will put more options on this base again. So, but not sure if artillery, since I have already artillery there. We'll try to come up with something. Maybe it's gonna be similar to this one, and again chosen randomly. Also some off-map UEF attacks to make it interesting. And then moving to another part of the mission. Not sure if I mentioned what this mission is really gonna be about, so I guess it's time to do it now. The main objective will be to destroy Novak's research station that will be I guess on this small island or somewhere in the middle of this one. And the story should be that UEF is making Novaxes here, or just researching it, already having quite a few on tests, so you decided to destroy it before they can finish it. And even in this second stage of the mission, oh shit, I don't want to do that. No, yeah, oh, it crashed. I tried to select all of it, all the units, which is too much for editor. So even in the second part of the mission, I might already show some Novak satellite flying around, trying to kill some things, being a little bit annoying. And in the last part of the mission, there are gonna be a lot of satellites everywhere. So that will be fun. Not sure how many yet, I guess that will again depend on difficulty, might be even up to 20, since there's a lot of space on that main island once it loads. Some will be just guarding the base, some will be attacking your units. You try to attack the base. Yeah, there's plenty of room for many Novaxes. So just guarding around here, and some maybe flying at this location. Let's be just selecting markers to be sure. Somewhere here, attacking everything that moves in, some battleships or important things, and 1, 2, or 3, depending on difficulty, will also go to your base and being really annoying. And then some extra things I will come up with once making this mission. I already plan to do some Atlantis attacks from corner, trying to sneak in and launch some heavy air attacks, or maybe more nuke subs. Again, I guess I can just choose the same system as for this, and will be randomly picked what's gonna happen. So player needs to scout a bit at least. Hopefully it's gonna be fun. Also this base is gonna be full on T3, so a lot of battleships that you can play against. But as a Seraphim, there's gonna be definitely the advantage with submarine hunters, so I will need to fix that somehow. I guess a lot of torpedo boats will be required from the UEF, and some Atlantis maybe, since it has some pretty decent range. But submarine hunters are gonna be really strong. Really not gonna do any code that would grind fire the UEF battleships into a group of sub hunters. That's too complicated for now. So that would be for the last part of the mission. It will still take some time to make, a few weeks, maybe even months, since I don't have that much time lately. I will have soon some test version of this Cybern base. Not sure if I release it just with the Cybern base, or once I'm also having something for the UEF. Maybe once this whole second part of the mission is ready for some testing. That should be already enough fun. And yeah, I'll also add few more naval bases somewhere just in the middle of ocean. Probably just T1 for frigates to be annoying, since if you're trying to kill destroyers and some more frigates came in, they also have some DPS. You all know how those huge naval battles goes on seasons, frigates everywhere. So again, we like this position, one over here, just few more bases everywhere, like 5 bases, and again 1 or 2 will get spawned on randomly. So first you will need to find it where it is before you can just send units to kill it. So more options. So I have something to choose from. So I guess that would be all for this part. I will keep working on it. The last thing I wanted to mention that currently there are more people working on their own missions. You already saw this picture when I accidentally clicked it. That's gonna be a Seraphim mission. Funkov is making it. It's quite complex, and it should be actually quite hard, since there will be everything. Player will start on the main on this small island with experimental nuke, and you will have to defend with it, since there will be really heavy attacks, experimentals, artilleries, nukes, everything trying to kill you. The map will also have many bases attacking you, so you will need to play really good to beat this mission. It is 20-kilometer map, I believe, so a lot of things can happen. 20 or 40, not sure right now. I think just 20. Yeah, you can read it all if you pause the video. So that would be that one. And also Okay, Blue is already made his mission. It's ready to be played. You can find it on forum. I'll put the link in the description. It's another candidate to be added into Co-op tab. And once he's happy with the mission enough, it will get released. So you can read about it and mainly download it and try it. It's as easy as putting it into your map folder, just hosting any co-op game on FAF, and in options changing it to his mission. So that's another mission that's being done. And then also Copa decided to make his own mission. I don't have it's not posted on forum or anywhere yet. I don't know that many details about it. I gave him some advices how to make it, and he's making progress slowly. He just started, so that's gonna take a bit more time. And last one is JJ. He's also making some missions. I think he posted already something on forum, but I couldn't find it right now. So if he wants, he can put it into YouTube comments, or next video I can show it. So quite a lot of co-op activity lately. I'm thinking about making a co-op channel on Slack where we can all discuss it and I can help others making it, since I know quite a lot about it already. So if anyone is interested in making also their own mission, I think it's best time to start right now, together with others, and having some fun with co-op. So that would be all for this video. Once I get some more interesting things, I'll again record another one. I hope you enjoyed it, and see you next time.